Imagine the coldest you have ever been. Now make it 20 degrees colder, and make it never end. That was the world for thousands of years. So here's the real question. If you were dropped into the Ice Age, with the exact body you have right now, how long would you actually last? The answer is shorter than you'd think, but not for the reason you'd guess. Because the thing that kills you out there wouldn't be the cold. Step into it for a second. No heating, no supermarket, no jacket you didn't make with your own hands. Just you, snow in every direction, and a wind that never stops. This was normal, for thousands of years, for entire populations of people. People with the same body as you. So how did they do it? And why couldn't you? Let's start with where you'd be standing. The last ice age hit its worst point around 24,000 years ago. Ice sheets, some of them 2 miles thick, buried most of North America and Northern Europe. On average, the planet was 10 to 20 degrees Celsius colder than today. Where you're sitting right now may have been frozen solid, scraped by endless wind, snow on the ground all year round. And people lived in it, not a handful, whole populations, for thousands of years. So the question isn't whether it was survivable. It was. The question is whether you could survive it. The first thing the Ice Age does to you is steal your heat. Your body burns energy just to stay warm. And in that kind of cold, it burns a staggering amount. Scientists estimate that humans back then needed somewhere between 3,300 and 4,500 calories every single day just to survive. Read that again. That's almost double what you eat now. And not to run a marathon, just to sit still and not freeze to death. So right away, you have a problem. Because where exactly are you getting 4,000 calories a day in a frozen wasteland with no shop, no farm, and no idea how to hunt? This is the part most people get wrong. They picture the Ice Age killing you with cold, some dramatic, frosty death. But freezing is slow. The thing that would actually get you first is hunger. Food back then was scarce and brutal to get. The menu wasn't gentle. People hunted mammoth, reindeer, wild horse, and they didn't waste a scrap. They cracked open bones with special tools just to reach the fat and marrow inside, because fat, not meat, was the real prize. Your body needs fat to survive extreme cold, and they knew it. They valued blubber and marrow above almost everything else. Could you do that? Track a mammoth across open tundra, bring it down with a spear you made yourself, and carve it up before your fingers stopped working? Be honest. And even if, by some miracle, you found food, you'd still have to survive the night. Temperatures after dark could drop far below anything your body can handle unprotected. A single night exposed, without proper shelter and proper clothing, and it's over. Not in weeks, in hours. So picture your first evening. The light is going, the temperature is falling, and it's falling fast. You have no fire because you don't actually know how to start one without a lighter. And rubbing 2 sticks together in freezing wind is nothing like it sounds. You have no shelter because you've never built one, and the ground is frozen solid. And you have no clothing that fits because the hides you'd need haven't been cut, scraped, or sewn. And you wouldn't know how to do any of that either. Your hands are already going numb. You can't feel your feet. And you haven't even met the predators yet. But here's where it gets interesting. Because I've been letting you assume something this whole time. That the people who survived all this were tougher than you. Built different. Some kind of hardy, ancient superhumans. They weren't. The humans who lived through the Ice Age were physically almost identical to you. Same body. Same muscles, same tolerance for cold. Put one of them in modern clothes on a train, and you wouldn't look twice. So if their bodies were the same as yours, what did they have that you don't? Knowledge. That's it. That's the entire difference. They didn't survive the Ice Age because they were stronger. They survived because they knew things. They knew how to make fire, reliably, in the wet and the wind, every single time. They knew how to take a bone needle and sew animal hides into fitted clothing. And that needle was invented for survival, not for fashion, because a coat that didn't fit right could fall open and kill you in the night. They knew which animals to follow across the seasons, They knew how to preserve meat by smoking it, drying it, freezing it in the ice for the months when nothing else was left. They knew how to build a shelter out of mammoth bones and hides that could stand for months at a time. They could read the weather, the tracks, the land, a whole library of survival, none of it written down, all of it carried in their heads. None of that is in your body. All of it was in theirs, and every single piece of it took a lifetime to learn. Drop you into the Ice Age, and you're not a weaker human. You're a human with the manual deleted. This is the strange truth about you. You think of yourself as the advanced one, modern, capable, so much smarter than some caveman. But take away your supermarket, your heating, your phone that tells you what to do. And what's left? A body exactly as capable as theirs, running a mind that knows how to order food, not catch it. The Ice Age human wasn't running on toughness. They were running on thousands of years of knowledge, handed down, parent to child, around a fire. You have almost none of it. They had all of it. That gap is the whole story. And they got creative in ways that still surprise scientists today. One study even suggests that some ancient humans may have hibernated, actually slowing their bodies down and sleeping through the worst of the winter, like a bear, to save energy when the food ran out. Whether or not that turns out to be true, it tells you how far they had to go. Sleeping through winter wasn't laziness. It may have been a survival plan. And remember, you wouldn't be alone out there. You'd be sharing that frozen world with woolly mammoths, mastodons, cave bears, and saber-toothed cats. Every one of those monsters went extinct during the last Ice Age. The fragile, hairless humans hunting them did not. Think about that. The most dangerous thing in that whole frozen world wasn't the animal with the claws. It was the one with the fire and the plan. So, how long would you last in the Ice Age? If you were born into it, raised in it, taught by it from the day you could walk, you'd probably be fine. Those people didn't just scrape by. They made art, jewelry, music, in the middle of all that ice. They didn't just survive, they lived. But the you that exists right now, dropped in cold, no fire, no hunting, no needle, no plan, you wouldn't last the first week. And not because the Ice Age was too strong, because you never learned how to fight it. The mammoths are gone. The saber-toothed cats are gone. The people who hunted them in a frozen world outlasted every single one of those giants, armed with nothing but bigger ideas and a fire to share them around. You're carrying the exact same body they did. You just left the instructions behind.